if I'm somebody asked me all this last week and on the weekend at Mesquite, who's going to win? And I said, well, my money's on Coop. You can't, the guy rarely makes a mistake. We're on the East Coast now. We are on tracks that he can ride the lines he wants to ride, and what I mean by that is go underneath of everybody else's line, cut tight in a lot of turns. And he rode phenomenal. And right now with where he sits, I think that it's his championship right now. Honestly, like I think he was just running it in on Kenny there. Kenny was going to try to chop him off as we're watching the replay, but yeah, it was a really, really solid race from both of these two riders that we're watching right now, Kenny and Cooper Webb. But no, it's Coop's championship to lose at this point, in my opinion.
Wow. Bold prediction. I think, yep. So I wanted to ask you this. I feel like, and just kind of analyzing him, especially the last 2 weeks, and I've been watching a little bit closer the last 2 weeks, Tampa for sure, and then this weekend. But I just like the intensity that Cooper is riding with. I feel like I do think, I know that he's worked on the that sprint speed early on, having that intensity in the races. Two things. I think he has stepped his game up on the intensity level early on. And then I do think that his whoop performance and speed is better. Like he's not, like, for instance, we're watching, he blitzed just as much as he jumped. Whereas years past, he would revert back to jumping. Not doing that this year. His bike looks good. He looks comfortable and confident. I think those two areas is where I've seen big improvement just in his riding the last 2 weeks. I'm not sure if you have been like dissecting it, but have you seen any improvements that, outside of he's just a baller and he's mentally strong, have you seen the same thing, or is there something that I'm
Whoops for sure, RC? Like he typically is, when the whoops start to break down, he likes to jump through them. But what we saw on Saturday night was he was able to, as we were just watching that replay that was up on the screen, like his whoop speed was impressive. It was just as good as Kenny's, AP's, if not better than some of those guys. So typically Coop's okay in the whoops, but he reverts to jumping them when they get pretty beat down. This is a really good run that Coop has right here. Stays right there with Kenny. Kenny's one of the best guys in the whoops typically, and he was able to stay right there with him and blitz all the way through. I don't think they were the biggest set of whoops that we've seen, but nonetheless, like I said, Coop tends to revert to jumping in whoops, and that is, in my opinion, is always typically slower, unless it's just a set of whoops that everybody's jumping. Typically, it's you'll have a few jumpers, and some of the good guys in the whoops will keep blitzing them. So I agree with you there. He definitely has improved his whoop speed, and he's always been consistent. And you bring up the sprint speed. That wasn't as impressive, I should say, for me. Like I like you brought up the whoops. That to me, like, turned the light bulb on. Yes, he's improved there. Is that bike setup? Is that just more confident in the motorcycle, or did he go back and really work on during the off season, work on bike setup to improve him in the whoops? Because I would always set my bike up, hey, if I can't get through the whoops, I have a massive problem. So I know you were a little bit like that too.
Yeah. No, I was the opposite, bro. I didn't give a crap about the whoops, dude. Like, I just wanted to be stiff enough to where I could be like, I don't know, top 5 fastest through the whoops, because I would be like, I'll make it up everywhere else. I
was wrong, but yeah, I think, but yeah, he's definitely riding well. And like I said, if I'm a betting man, he's the one right now that is in this championship, and because he's so damn consistent.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.